And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is the much highly anticipated Worth It series. That's right, we're going to decide and break down an analysis of whether these are worth it or not. Now, I have decided to change my Worth It series a little bit to become a little bit more defined, so that way whether you've played for 1 day, 1 year, or since the beginning, you're going to have a better or clearer understanding as to whether you should be spending money on these characters or not. Now, the first thing we got to do is we have to get on the same page, because a lot of people have differing opinions about how much money is spent in the game is what classifies you. So the first thing we're going to do is I have a 5-point scale of people who spend money, okay? 1 through 5. The first is going to be your free to play. So the free to play are genuinely individuals who spend literally nothing. They've never spent a penny on the game, couldn't afford it even if they wanted to, have never bought a pack. They just literally download the game, play it. Maybe they're a restricted individual, or they just don't see the value at all in spending money in the game. For the free to play, I can go ahead and mark you out as not buying any of these packs. For the free to play, these packs obviously cost money, and because they cost money, they are going to not be worth it. If you're free to play and you saved up a few crystals, they still will not be worth it, because the only pack for crystals is this one, and you're likely to get 5 to 7 shards, and that is not going to do anything in the scheme of things for you. So let's get that out of the way. If you're completely free to play, these packs are not worth it. Now, the second tier is going to be your mostly free to play. These are individuals who, for the most part, are free to play. However, on a rare occasion, they see a one-time buy, such as maybe a $9.99 pack, and they wonder, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should purchase that character. For a mostly free-to-play character, they also don't invest monthly. They're not spending money every single month in the game. They haven't had a monthly subscription. They don't buy crystals on a routine basis. So they're mostly free-to-play. But maybe they've purchased a $4.99 droid pack, or maybe they bought a dark side starter pack for $4.99. That's what I would classify as a mostly free-to-play. Again, just like free-to-play, these packs for a mostly free-to-play are not going to be worth it. This is why. You're going to be grinding these characters out, and so you can do that the long route. And because you're mostly free to play, if you are in fact going to spend any money in the game, you should be probably just buying a $9.99 pack or a $19.99 pack of like the chest of crystals. That's going to give you the ability to maybe do a few extra refreshes when you really need them most to get a particular character's gear pieces, or maybe you can save them up and you can use them to purchase pieces out of the store, such as maybe you need 20 more Carbantes, such as me, I need 20 more Carbantes. This 560 crystal for 20 Carbante Mark III Carbantes would make sense, right? So that's the reason why I would do that. So with mostly free to play and free to play, you're basically never spending money in the game. It remains to be seen, obviously, you're not going to invest in all of these packs. This is a lot of money. If you did all these packs, you're at 100, 110, plus you'd have to buy a ton of the clan mother packs. So this video is more designed for the next 3 categories. I'm going to go over the 3 of them really quick. The first is a dolphin. A dolphin is someone who spends money every single month in the game. Every single month in the game, but they don't spend $100 or more. They're spending, a $50 pack once a month, or maybe they're buying a couple of those 20 packs a couple times a month. These are dolphins, individuals who are spending 100 or less in the game. The next is a whale. A whale is someone who spends more than $100 every single month in the game. This is a big spender. This is kind of somebody who's got a lot of disposable income. They probably are doing very well for themselves in life, and they are deciding that this is an actual hobby for them, and they want to spend, or as they see it, invest in this hobby for the meantime, and they really do enjoy the game. I personally would consider myself a whale. I do spend at least $100 a month. It is disposable income for me, and I truly enjoy this game. Now, the last of the 5 categories is going to be a Kraken. A Kraken is someone who is very well off, who has invested $1,000 or more every single month in the game, and there are many krakens in this game. I wouldn't even classify them as whales because they're spending 10 times what some of these whales are spending every single month. So this video series has been and always will be really focused and designed on the dolphins, whales, and krakens. But I am going to give you the free-to-play analysis as well, so you guys can feel better about yourselves for not spending any money in the game and help out the whales, dolphins, and krakens in the analysis of these packs. So with that said, the Nightsisters, let's go ahead and talk about them. The first thing you need to know is that these characters have been reworked, and they're going to be adding those 3 new characters into the game. The crux character, the one you're going to have, is really Mother Talzin, both for PvP and for PvE. PvP being player versus player, PvE being player versus environment, such as territory battles, galactic war, dark side nodes, those kinds of things. Now, with that said, with player versus player, you do not need 7-star characters. There's no arena restrictions to bring in characters under 7 stars, and you can have a viable team even if it's under 7 stars. Now, a lot of people want to know what happens if my Mother Talzin is not 6, 7 stars. Is she going to be viable? Is the tank going to be viable at 3 stars? Viability is always what drives people to purchase or to not purchase, because they want to make sure that what they're getting into is going to be viable. So the really cool thing about Mother Talzin is she is completely viable at any star level, and so is the tank, and so is the spirit when it comes to PvP. For PvE, you will want 7-star versions, and the reason for that is you're going to want to be able to take them into the soon-to-be dark side territory battles, and you'll want to be able to take them into the heroic tank raid and heroic rancor. So with that said, PvP, you have a lower star rate threshold requirement, and for PvE, you'll have a higher star threshold requirement. So for free to play, these characters are not going to be usable in the PvE section of the game for a while, but they will be usable in player versus player. So that is good news. The other thing is Mother Talzin brings in a unique set of utility as well as the tank, and they do not have to be 7 stars for PvP. This is why. It's their kit, their abilities that make them viable even at a low star rate. The tank could be 3 stars and still totally viable, and the reason for that is because the tank never dies until the rest of the team dies. So as long as you have your other characters leveled up, the tank is totally viable at 3 stars. So the only purpose of getting Mother Talzin to 7 stars and investing or spending any money in Mother Talzin is if you are interested in using Mother Talzin in a hyper-competitive PvP arena or a player versus environment situation like the raids. Okay, so now that we understand whether they're viable or not and whether you should use them in player versus environment or player versus player, let's analyze these packs. So the first pack is the Clan Mother Bundle. It's $10 for a dolphin, a whale, or a kraken. That seems like a pretty good deal at sight. $9.99 and you get 25 shards. You also get all of the additional gear to get her to, I believe, gear 4, gear tier 5, and ability level 3. So this is a one-time purchase, not too bad. If you actually do the math, at $10 you would get 1,340 crystals in the store. That 1,340 crystals would make these 25 shards approximately 53 crystals a shard. 53 crystals a shard is what you would pay in the store for any other basic character. There are basically 50 crystals per shard. So this is not premium pricing, because if you notice, some of the other premium characters are actually more than 50 and they're 80. And so when you look at that, this particular pack, for anyone who does spend money in the game, is a good deal because it's giving you 25 shards at basically 53 crystals a shard. And they're giving you a bunch of ability materials and a bunch of low-end gear to help you get going. So with this pack, for any dolphin, whale, or kraken, I would say the Clan Mother Bundle is worth it. For the Clan Mother pack, This one gives you 5 to 330. We know realistically it will be 5 to 7. You're probably going to get a 5 or a 7 because it shows those bottom two are 5, 7, 10, 12. You may, if you're buying a ton of packs, get a 12 in there. I've done many videos on these in the past, and you know that the realistic drop rate is average 7. You know, you could hit the lottery, but it's very rare. So you're probably going to get 7 with a lot of 5s mixed in there. And so if you do the math on these shards are 260 crystals per shard, and there is no bonuses in here. There's nothing else given. This is all you're going to get is shards, so there's no other value except for one. The only other value you are buying on this is the time speed up. Now, I would say that the time wasn't a factor in my mind in the past because in the past, characters relatively went free to play within, 2 to 3 months. And they also went into the store within about 6 weeks, so you could start to buy them at a premium rate, which was like 80 crystals a shard. But that is changing. I had an epiphany yesterday with the Ewok event that they are now starting to put certain key characters behind events that could take up to 2 years to get to 7 stars. Now, I believe that Mother Talzin and her Nightsisters are going to be absolutely crucial in the dark side territory battles. And so for individuals who are dolphins, whales, and krakens, the Mother Talzin is going to be a very important character for you to have 7 stars, specifically because of PvE. With that said, you're going to have to buy these packs, and it is probably going to take you approximately $250 to $350, depending upon your drop rate, to get her completely maxed out. Now, that is about the going rate, unfortunately, for a premium character if you're going to go all in. But I will tell you, the time that you save, a 2-year time savings, is going to be worth it if this is a character you're going to use. Now, you need to remember there are 2 other characters coming into the game. The spirit and the zombie. Now, with player versus player, they will be viable at their 3-star rate, and I don't even think the spirit is a necessary character. There's plenty of other attackers you can use. But the zombie can be used in PvP at the 3-star rate, and in player versus environment, I'm not even sure you'll need the zombie on your team. So with that said, the only character in this 3-character set you really need or should get if you're going all in on the Nightsisters for PvP and PvE is going to be Mother Talzin. With that said, this is going to cost approximately 3 vaults or 300 American dollars to get her to 7 stars. With that said, the Clan Mother pack is not worth it for the majority of individuals playing the game unless you see a value in Mother Talzin and her PvE possibilities with the raids and with the upcoming impending dark side territory battles. And if you're afraid of waiting 2 full years before getting a full unlock, I would then say if you are a whale or a kraken and you really want Mother Talzin, then this pack would be worth it, only because it is going to get you the goal, the end goal that you're looking for. As far as these other packs go, they're all the same. They're $19.99. And they are a relative good deal. They let you pick a specific character that you want to give a fast boost to, and they're at 35 crystals per shard, plus a bunch of other free stuff. All of the free stuff is good, plus you're getting 35 crystals per shard, which is a way better rate than if you were buying them out of the shipments. Now, they are all free to play, meaning that you can farm all of these characters at your will, so you don't have to spend money on any of these. So again, for free to play and mostly free to play, these you are not going to purchase. But for the dolphins, whales, or krakens, if you're trying to speed up the progress in your Nightsisters, I would say that any of these $19.99 packs are a good deal and they are definitely worth it. So what are your thoughts on these packs? Do you feel like you are a specific category of player? Are you a dolphin, mostly free to play, or a whale? Maybe you're completely free to play, or you're one of those rare one-off krakens. Let me know in the comments down below which packs you're going to buy or which ones you're going to stay away from. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.